Hello, y'all on YouTube. This is Rob of the Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today we have a very special review impressions of a Herman Mantis knife. All right, today I'm looking at the Herman Mantis. This is a bigger version of a Herman. I owned a Herman Sting, which is a much smaller knife, and it just really didn't work for me. But someone allowed me to check out the Mantis, and I was so thoroughly impressed by this. So this is the Mantis. It looks like it's kind of got a green anodization, this beautiful spiral milling, which is not super aggressive. You've got their typical clips that work going in and out. Nice flexibility, milling on the clip as well. Titanium scales, titanium clip. Obviously, these beautiful screws. I think we're dealing with, are they all T6s? Let's double check that. If you're going to be bold enough to take your Herman apart, just know that it does have caged, I don't know if it's caged bearings, if the bearings are free. I think they're free, so be careful if you do take this apart. Got to kind of know what you're doing, but I'm pretty sure that these are T6s. Yeah, T6s all the way around. Yeah, T6. Now this is, I think, a T15, and usually it comes with a tool, and if I'm not mistaken, here's the Herman thing as well, and you get this nice little card, and it talks about this, and look at that, just all fancy, and you get a little card here. It comes with a nice little cloth, and yeah, here's the tool that it comes with. So that's the tool that they give you. It's a T20. All right, so you get this tool right here, which is nice. It works really well. Now, I do happen to have a T20 over here. That's a T15. Where's my T20? That's a T15. This is my T20. That's a T25. Do I not have a T20? I thought I had a T20. Here's my T20. So it'd be equivalent to this, right? So, but this is definitely a nice tool that they include with that. So very cool. And they have some oil. I think, you know, they do a nice presentation. It's definitely very impressive for sure. So very, very cool. So T20, if you were to try to take that apart, I've never taken a Herman apart. It is a captive pivot, as you can see. Beautifully contoured details are exquisite here. This is number 160. The flipper doesn't have any jimping, but it's perfectly placed. If you put your finger there, easy to execute and open. Beautiful swedge on top. Nice, thick, sturdy blade. Comes to a nice pokey tip. Beautiful Magnacut. I'm sure their heat treat is going to be pretty good. What does it say in here? You've got proudly made in Poland. So these are Polish knives. This is an inset liner lock. It is on the inside of the titanium attached, which is cool. That's where you got the screw right here for the inset liner lock. Right, and then you've got this beautiful jimping here on this side to get into it, and jimping here, easy access to the knife, even a little texture on top, so it is very easy to disengage. Action is beautifully buttery smooth. My Sting had like guillotine drop shut, and I wasn't a super fan of that, and I didn't know if you could adjust that or not, so I never messed with it. Right, this is perfect. This is nice control drop shut. That's what I like. And I got to be careful. I keep wanting to go up here like I do with a lot of knives, and sometimes I slip off. If you do that, you got to be pushed down. The push button works really well, but if you're going to do light switch, make sure you're fully engaged right here, and that works really well. It does deploy the knife very, very nicely. And you've got that beautiful Herman Sing. You ready for it? Listen. Do it one more time. Here, it's a little better if I do this angle. Here we go. Can you hear that? I'm trying to get close to the mic. That's that Herman Sing. It's got that kind of like ding, kind of really beautiful milling on the inside, both sides, great weight relief. Now you can't see it here because they got the inset liner lock. Beautiful back spacer. Love that little kind of aggressive like angle, little kind of arrow sort of thing there. The clip is really nice, blue anodization on that. Fantastic. Beautiful shapes all the way around. Nicely chamfered, contoured scaling on here, which is really great, comfortable. There's no jimping, but it's a beautiful flat area for a nice push on here. Beautiful full flat grind. Edge is nicely polished and crazy, crazy sharp. So definitely nice. You could sort of finger trigger choke up here. I wouldn't recommend it. It's kind of close there. There's plenty of room here. I've got large hands with big meaty fingers, so plenty of room right here for even extra large hands with big meaty fingers. It might get a little uncomfortable as you get over that unless you switch on the outside. Then you could do that if you have really big hands. So be careful about that. Right now, I got plenty of room. Plenty of room for my hands. So I think extra large hands, even if I spread it out a little bit, very comfortable in there. So it's a nice size. It definitely is a nice size for me. The action is fantastic. It's a flipper only, but because it's such a big blade and sticks out, guess what? Let me see if I can do this. Yeah, I got middle finger reverse flick bonus. I call that bonus flicking. I love that. Left and right handed. So I've actually got a Herman that deploys multiple ways, and that's kind of unusual. Most Hermans I always see are flipper onlys. This one has multiple deployments. I can get my finger in there and do a reverse flick. I love that. I love that, getting in there and being able to reverse flick that. Of course, I miss it there, but just really, really nice. Really, really nice. Love the sing, the sound, and everything. The shape here is kind of a clip point. I would call that a clip point, really, right? It's almost got a little harpoon shape to it with the swedge. Sort of a drop here, but it's a clip, so it's a clip drop, drop clip, whatever you want to call it. Harpoon clip drop, whatever. Har clip drop, har clip op. Call it a cloppoon for harpoon. Yeah, whatever. Modify. Call it whatever you want. Just, it's cool. It's a cool shape. I like it. It's really nice. Yeah, comfortable knife. Really, really well. I'm so excited I got a chance to check this. Man, just open the door for me for Herman again. Because I was kind of like, yeah, I don't know, they're not for me. And then I got a chance to handle the Mantis. I like this. I want to get one of these eventually. I'd like it to be all plain tie. I like it nice plain Jane, you know, unless it had an all DLC, but I can't afford that. So the plain Jane is probably what I would go for, because I would use it. I want to carry it. I want to be able to use a knife like this. So a plain, all titanium, plain titanium, no color, nothing on there, no inlays, nothing, just nice plain Jane would be like the ideal for me. I love the texture of this feel here. It's just yeah, so really, really nice knife. Enjoy that. All right, so the knife name is the Mantis. The manufacturer is Herman Knives, made in Poland. So Custom Polish Knives is the one who distributes for them. And then the designer is going to be Herman Knives. So it's a Herman design in this Herman Knives. The materials, titanium handles, titanium scale clip, all that stuff. Beautiful weight relief titanium back spacer, captive pivots, right? We got screws. Those are all T6s. The lock type is a inset liner lock, engages really nicely. We're engaged probably a good 20%, I would say. No blade play, no pivot lash. And let's listen to the detent as it closes. Nice clickety, one more time. And that's any detent lash? No, it's in there nice and solid. Nice and solid. I like that. All right, so lock type is an inset liner lock. How it opens, it's going to be the flipper, right? That's this primary main method. But because you got a full flat grind, can easily do a middle finger, reverse finger bonus. You do get past the detent. So here's the detent, and it does have, I'm pretty sure it's a ramp. Where's the ramp? Is that a ramp? No, there's no ramp actually. That's surprising. Okay. No ramp on here, but it does go over really nicely. And once you clear the ramp right there. So look at that. Even for my big meaty fingers, it's easy to clear the ramp. I'm not close where I have to go all the way down here. Right there, clear the ramp, and then there we go. Now it just starts to drop. Once I held this for a little bit and it was warm, it's kind of really cold today. So the oils in there tend to be a little more viscous, and so they don't feel as fluid. When the oil's a little warmer and it's more viscous, this drop shut is just really buttery smooth all the way down, what I would expect, right? So it's not my knife. I don't take it apart. I don't adjust it. I don't do anything. I don't add oil. This is not my knife. So I just want to carry it and experience it, especially when you're dealing with this type of knife. I am not, yeah, I'm just not. I respect people's knives. They allow me to get a chance to check it out. I just want to experience. I want to feel it, you know, and I want to feel how it works as I'm flicking it and holding it in my hand and carrying it. And yeah, it's just really nice. All right, blade. Magnacut, really nice. Minimal billboarding, Magnacut, Herman right there, which is just exquisite as far as I'm concerned. How it closes, you release the liner lock. It just, like I said, we're a beautiful drop. Let's do some measurements on this guy. Let's find, where's my scale? Where'd the scale go? Hello? Oh, there you go. Underneath the box. I put the Herman box right on top of the scale. All right, let's see. What do we here? I'm going to say 5 ounces. I don't know. Ding, 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 ding. I actually got it right. How about that? 5 ounces. All right, so exactly 5. That doesn't rarely happen, so I'll take it. You know, I feel like I should go buy a lottery ticket or something, right? All right, so 5 ounces. Where'd I put my scale? Hey, where'd I put? Oh, there it is. All right, I moved everything over here. Sorry. Got to get my little scale here. My ruler, measuring tape. Can't talk. Measuring tape. Overall length of this knife, we're dealing with one that's 8. Wow, look at that. 8 and I want to say So quarters, so 8 and 5/8. 8 and 5/8. It's a pretty big knife, right? Overall handle length right here for the grip, you've got going from the very tip there to there, about 4 1/4 inches if we do the butt. But if we just do the inside between this and the top, we're doing 3 3/4. That's really what I use, and it works well for me. If you're to try to do a little choke up and go to the very end, you could have 5 inches. It's not super comfortable, so I'm not a big fan of that. All right, over here, we're dealing with 3 3/4 of a blade from the tip to the back of the handle. But actual cutting length is 3 3/4. So there you go. It is relatively, relatively equal there as far as that. And let's look at the blade stock thickness. I think this is going to be 140th, if not bigger, right? So it looks a pretty heavy duty stock. Maybe 150, I don't know. I am completely wrong. 136 thousandths of an inch. Let's go up here to the top. 136 thousandths of an inch, 135 thousandths of an inch. All right, so it's relatively thick. Is it thicker on the tip? Let's just measure it real quick. 134 thousandths of an inch. So it's about the same, right? It's not a thin stock, but it's not Medford crazy thick. So it's nice, right? So, all right. What is category? This is definitely in the custom mid-tech range. And now some people would call this mid-tech because it's got CNC added. I think there's mid-tech where it's more of a semi-production small batch, and then you have full production, which is, not small batch. So I consider like mid-tech, Rick Hindrer, Chris Reeve knives, things like that, McNeese, those are all mid-tech to me. Spartan knives. This is really mid-tech to custom, right? A lot of these are custom because every one of these are so different and unique. I never see the exact same knife made over and over and over. Now, there may be similarities, but you never see like 20 of the exact same knife like this made. At least I don't, everywhere they're listed. So that being said, I would call this a custom knife with some CNC assistance, right? So it's not a full manual, some anvil and putting in a forge. And that is super uber custom, right? And quite frankly, most of us nowadays don't want a knife like that because the precision is going to be not as good as some of the CNC stuff you can do. And there's some really wonderful things that can be done with CNC and other machines. So I think this is fantastic. I like it. All right, so it's definitely in that. I know this was listed around $800, if I'm not mistaken, the very basic one, but I think they can go up to $900 to $1,000, even more. I mean, it's an expensive knife. It's not a cheap knife, but it's a well-made knife, and it's definitely worth considering as far as I'm concerned. I like the Sting. I thought it was a great knife. It's just too small, and it dug into my hand. And those of you guys who love your Sting, keep loving your Sting, man. Love the knife that you buy. Buy the stuff you love and love the stuff you buy, right? The Sting just dug into my hand. It was uncomfortable. I didn't care for that. This, I really, really do. I like this a lot. I really dig it. Great knife as far as I'm concerned. All right. What's the purpose? EDC hard use collection piece. Absolutely could be a collection piece. Could be a safe queen. People will do that, especially with Hermans. I get it. For me, every knife I collect, I carry, and so I would want to get one that I could carry and use. I have one safe queen. It's my dad's knife he bought before World War II. It's almost 100 years old. That's a special knife. Every other knife I want to carry to enjoy it. That's what I choose to do. I may not go work in the yard cutting trees down and limbs and stuff, but I will definitely carry it and have a work knife for that. This is that. This is very, very good. So it would be a collection carry thing. Would it be EDC? Absolutely. Everything for me is EDC. May not be for you. I understand if you're Safe Queen, it's your stuff. It's your collection. Do what you want with it, right? Is it a hard use? I mean, I think it could take some work. I think it could work well, but that's up to you. If you're the person who buys $5,000-$10,000 knives regularly, this would probably be a hard use kind of cheap knife for you. For most of us, this is like a grail type of knife, right? And so this would be something very special, and we would be very cautious with it. But yeah, you could hard use it. I mean, you could definitely open boxes. If I owned this, I would be opening boxes, cat food, dog food, fertilizer, cases of water. Absolutely would be using it for those things. I wouldn't be using it in the yard. I wouldn't be using crazy breaking down boxes like, with staples and stuff. I wouldn't be doing any of that. Learned my lesson a long time ago about that one, by the way. But I would definitely be using this knife. It would be a fun knife to use and carry for sure. I like it. I like it a lot. What's the overall ergos and feels? So wrapping it up, handles are fantastic, beautiful shape, contoured, nice chamfered everywhere around, super, super comfortable. The clip doesn't dig in. It's actually in the perfect spot of my palm of my hand. And then with the cutout and the drop, it's not deep. It's round. Nothing. Every Herman knife I've ever had, even the Sting, the clip was never ever an issue. It was placed perfectly and super, super crazy comfortable. Never had a hot spot. And that was just something I just know about every Herman knife is like that. That being said, the open and close is fantastic. It opens with a flipper right there. You can do the light switch. Just make sure you get right up there. There's no jimping, so you might slide off if you try to do the light switch at the top. Just put it right there and it works perfectly. You could do the push button. Just push down. Just have your finger on top like that. Don't go back. Just go down, and it works perfect. The light switch, the push button works fantastic. But this has bonus reverse flick, and I absolutely can open it with both left and right-handed with my middle finger reverse flick, right? So I can get in there and do an absolute reverse flick with my middle finger, get in there because the full flat grind, get in there and open it. So I love that, by the way. That's just a really nice bonus here because Hermans don't normally have that. It'd be cool if they had a fuller every once in a while. I don't know if they have done any of those. That would be kind of interesting for them to explore, but really, really cool. Yeah, it's just such a nice knife. Just a really nice knife. Just really got me excited about Herman again, and I appreciate that. So textures, beautiful. Just minimalistic, but enough to give you grip, not enough for it to be slick and slippery, not enough for it to be a pocket shredder. And even if that was a concern, it's flattened underneath the clip, so that's not even a thought, right? The jimping is there's no jimping on here anywhere, so that's not a concern. There's no lanyard loop, so that's not a concern. Overall feel, opening and closing is fantastic. It's got the Herman Sing. It's buttery smooth. It's not guillotine, which to me is even fantastic. I love that. It's tuned well. It doesn't feel flimsy. The inset liner lock feels solidly engaged, doesn't feel weak, really solid. It feels like there's a big heavy duty blade that's going to do some work and it holds it solidly. So I feel really solid about that. So opening and closing is fantastic. What's the fidget factor? Typically I would only give it a 3 or 4 because it's a flipper. And usually if it's a fantastic flipper, it could get a 3. Once in a while I'll give it a 3.5, right? But with the bonus reverse flick here, so, sorry, I'm not doing it here, not talking to you. If I just get my finger right there, it opens just beautifully, right? I'm going to give this a 5. I'm going to give this a 5, even though it's technically a flipper only. You get the bonus flick in there. I mean, I almost want to give it a 6, but it definitely going to give it a 5. A solid, absolute thumbs up, approved 5. And that to me is great for Herman. That's typically a flipper only. That's just bonus. Bonus. That's good, 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 good. All right, so what's my overall fidgety goodness of this? 100. These guys just knock it out. They know how to do a flipper, and I've never had an issue with the flipper. I mean, the Sting had a weird loop. I will tell you in mine, I kind of rounded, polished it just a little bit. It was just a little too much and got rid of it. This flipper here doesn't have that weird, it's perfect. This is just what it should be. I can't think of how you would do this better. I mean, even the whole aesthetic of this is no jimping. I think jimping almost, I get why it would take it away from it, and it's beautifully polished. So to me, I get it. And if you're going to do all of that, this is how you would do it. So as far as I'm concerned, the fidgety goodness is 100%, 100%. Yeah. The disengagement of the blade, easy access, super comfortable. It's not for big old meaty fingers, non-meaty fingers. Get in there, super easy. The close is buttery smooth. Let me see, is it warming up enough yet where it's starting to, the viscosity is starting to come back where it's nice and smooth? Probably not yet. It's still a little chilly in here. But anyways, just really, really nice. Really, really, really solid. Still got that beautiful sound to it. I love that. Yeah, great. Beautifully dead nut centered, of course, as you would expect with every Herman. Love how the screws, when they come through, they're rounded here and they're polished. That's just a nice touch all the way. Does it on both sides here. So very, very cool. Yeah, 100%. Overall, is it recommended? Absolutely 100% recommended. I think you could do far worse with a knife like this. This is a great knife. If you got the funds, you like the aesthetics, this is a great knife. I like the aesthetics. I'd like this to be all polished, and maybe a nice high polished, beautiful textured kind of scale, plain titanium clip. Oh, this would be just fantastic. Gorgeous. Simply gorgeous. I would love that. And plain kind of a back spacer. You know, to me, I love that. Call it a silver surf or whatever you want to call it, but I think that would just look so stunning on this knife. I don't know if they ever like doing plain stuff like that, but I love it. I think it's more rarity for them, right? Because they love to do so many unique things. But that would be my ideal Herman Mantis to get if I could acquire one of those. So I'd be on the hunt for that. Yeah, really, really nice. All right, recommended 100%. All right, let's do some close-ups real quick so you can take a quick look. All right, so here's the blade, beautiful flat, full flat grind. There's that wonderful swedge. It's actually a functional swedge. I mean, it's decorative, but it could be functional, right? Beautiful, rounded up here, no sharp edges. Nice down here, full flat grind. The edge comes up super sharp. You can see that beautifully polished edge right there. Come on, focus the edge. There you go. And you can see over here as well, beautifully polished edge. So over here you have Magnacut, very minimal swedge on top. Wonderful. Over here you have Herman. Here's the scale right here. The 3 little ends of screws polished, nice and rounded. And the big old T20 pivot right there. Beautiful, ornate kind of pivot. I love that. This milling is beautiful, kind of scaled with a beautiful roundedness, texture. Love that. It's going to give you some nice texture to use to hold on to. It's not going to slip. Beautiful back spacer with the kind of little arrow sort of looking there. Kind of seems aggressive, but it's not pokey or anything like that. You got a little cutaway here for the flipper you can get into. All the way back here, no lanyard loop. Here's the clip. Beautiful in here, goes in and out of the pocket really nicely. It's kind of straight here, but it's a small clip and it does clear here. You are going to get through there. You can see a little cutaway in there, which is nice. So plenty of room, nice and rounded, contoured, fixed captive pivot right here on this side, right here on top. And then we get into the inside, the inset liner lock right here, engaged on the tang of the blade really nicely. I've got the nice weight relief going on inside, and this inset liner lock, it's set in there. There's one of the screws for the inset. You can see that. Proudly made in Poland. If you didn't see that earlier, proudly made in Poland. Yeah, really nice. Beautifully rounded up here. Everything's just simply stunning, right? And there's the beautiful milling right there that's on the inset liner lock itself. And then you've got this over here, a little texture and all that stuff. I do believe it's titanium, the inset liner lock. I'm pretty sure it is. Yeah, it's not steel. So that is steel. And I don't think it is. Let me just double check. I don't think it's a steel bar insert. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, so it's probably a carbidized titanium engaged on the steel on the back of the blade. And you really got to make sure angles are correct. The angle looks perfect on there. Really nice. All right, very, very cool. Let's zoom out. Let's get our little money shot here. Here we are on the actual knife itself. Beautifully done. Love that look. Full flat grind with a swedge. It's a gorgeous knife. Simply stunning. Let's look at the back. Beautiful high polished edge there. Everything's nice about that. Contoured, the shape, everything is just super, super comfortable. The only thing I could see being a problem if you got giant hands, this might get to the way where either you'd be able to split your fingers like that, or you can get them inside there. That would be the only issue I could see with someone having with something like this, if your hands were even big, meatier than mine. All right. All right, so that is the knife. That's the Herman Mantis. Thank you so much for allowing me to check this out. It's such an honor. Definitely changed my mind about Herman. I think there's other Hermans to explore, and I'm definitely open to that. Cool. Thank you. Thank you. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, or informative, would you please consider hitting that like button down below? And if you've already hit that like button, would you please consider hitting the subscribe button down below? Subscribing and liking the channel really helps out the channel produce more content, allows me to do more things, ultimately do more things for you guys. So thank you. Thank you to everyone who watches the videos, who likes the videos, who enjoys the content, is part of the live stream, who comments, who's just part of the community. Thank you. I appreciate you so very much. If you haven't already, hit that notification button down below so you can be notified of future content like this video. And a big shout out, thank you to all my channel members. You guys encourage me so many times, and you allow me to do things way sooner than I ever thought I'd be able to do. So thank you. I do try to do 2 exclusive things for channel members. My small way to say thank you. So I do a once a month members exclusive giveaway. It's usually a much nicer knife than the Budget Banger I give away every week. And then I also like to send all brand new channel members a channel sticker, a little note to say thank you. If you're a channel member and you've never gotten a channel sticker before and you're currently a member right now, whether you're brand new or were a member all along or just became a member again, email me with your name and address. I'd love to mail you a channel sticker and a little note to say thank you. It's my way just to show my appreciation. And if you're interested in how to become a channel member, check out the description down below. There's a link for 3 different tiers. Love to have you. Don't ever feel obligated. If you don't want to, just enjoy the content. Thank you. But if you'd like to be a channel member, I'm honored and I'm very appreciative. Thank you. All right. Appreciate all you guys. If you haven't already, maybe check me out on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.